What's up, everybody? It's Natty Cat Daddy coming to you, and today we're doing Broly. Woo! So yeah, that's the big surprise, or one of the surprises. Just want to give y'all an update. So the Eddie Gordo cosplay, hopefully that should be ready by Ichi. I had to make some last minute adjustments to the tailoring because the downside of being a cosplayer that essentially body builds is that a lot of the stuff that's geared for the majority of people don't fit you. So that's something I had to take into consideration when doing all that stuff. So hopefully the Eddie Gordo should be ready by then. If not, I mean, I at least have 3 backups. I'm gonna have Broly, my Anubis, and maybe, just maybe, might do the cat mate again. All depends on how things feel, or how I feel. I ordered a new tail too, so that's coming in as well. And I don't know, I thought about wanting to do more of like a more colorful type of cosplay. I've always done a lot of black and whites, because apparently, I guess for some reason, black looks good on me, no pun intended. But like black lipstick or black kind of like gothic Lolita type of themes looks pretty good on me. So I've kind of stuck with that. But now I just kind of want to try something a little bit different. Not permanent, but just, a little bit different, just to see what sticks and what doesn't. But yeah, pretty much that's it that I can think of as far as updates for cosplay stuff. If I see any of you at Ichi, or if you see me at Ichi, don't be afraid to shout out and all that stuff. I promise I'm not mean or intimidating or anything like that. I mean, if any of you guys follow my Instagram or my TikTok, I mean, you see the shit I post, so it's like I'm probably like one of the least aggressive people that you know. So I'm very approachable. I mean, just stop and talk to me for a little bit. That's fine. But yeah, I will be at Ichi all 3 days. Primarily late Thursday and maybe half day Friday. But definitely there Saturday for sure, and maybe Sunday, depending on how things are Sunday, if I have a hangover or whatever happened Saturday night. But yeah, I will be at Ichi for this year, and possibly planning for Triad as well. I do have a hotel on standby just in case. So if things do happen, or if I get the green, we're going to be at Triad as well. I do, however, want to go to Dragon Con this year, so that's been on my radar. Unfortunately, like it is with every year, the freaking hotels sell out stupidly early. So I'm currently sitting on the wait list right now. So when the host hotel actually opens up, then I'm gonna try and jump on it and hope for the best. But definitely doing MomoCon again this year. And that's another thing I want to talk about too, is MomoCon, right? So I don't know. I mean, my opinion or my experience is different from everybody else's, of course. But to me, it felt like this past MomoCon was a little underwhelming. Like, not in terms of attendance, because, I mean, it broke the record this time around for attendance. But it felt like, to me, that a lot of the staff they weren't really catering to the cosplayers. And, like, a lot of the stuff just felt very rushed and unorganized. And I don't know why, but can you explain to me why the food is so damn expensive, dude? Like, literally, a freaking hamburger, well, not even a hamburger, because that's giving too much credit. A sandwich with, like, bacon, if that, is like $20. $20 and, like, some change. And that's with fries and a decent drink. And I don't understand why they do that. And another complaint, too, that a lot of... Why is this car sitting at a red light? A lot of people had complaints about as well, was that there's a lack of like a drink bar, right? So a lot of these cars you go to will sometimes have like a little kiosk for buying, or for mixers and all that stuff, right? But like at MomoCon, there were 0 kiosks for that. If there were, I definitely didn't see them. But I mean, there's no kiosks for people that wanted a drink. They don't have to go to the bar, which closed down early, by the way, and spend $17-18 for a freaking mixed drink. Like, what is this, a speakeasy? So I don't know. I felt like a lot of things at MobileCon this past year. Some of the issues have been present, for a while, but I don't know. It just felt different this year, and I'm gonna go again, of course. But I just hope that whatever criticism people left on their page, they actually take heed to that. Because I mean, let's be real. Like, you don't spend hundreds, if not almost, thousands of dollars to go to a con, and it pretty much sucking. I don't want to say sucking, but it's not what you're getting for your money's worth, right? Like, we go to these cons to have fun, express our love for anime and video games and cartoons, whatever the case is, express our weeb and nerd tendencies and culture with other people. Whether you go, by yourself, or you go in a group, or you go with your spouse, whatever the case is, you go there to have fun and meet new people and get new experiences and just have a good time, right? And it's hard to do that when your basic necessities, your basic needs aren't met. You don't have food all the time. You may or may not have, entertainment and all that. Well, you're just gonna be entertainment, but if it's your kind of entertainment is what I'm saying. So I just feel like a lot of people's basic needs sometimes aren't met at these cons, and if they are, they're stupidly expensive to meet. And yes, I understand these cons aren't cheap to maintain, but like, when you have these large organizations that run these cons, they have millions of dollars in sponsors and whatnot to fund these cons. And they have, hell, bigger cons like that, they have, all this, for one, they have people paying for tickets, they have merch that they buy. There's also the fact that, I'm pretty sure a lot of these cons get kickbacks or tax write-offs for doing certain events and all that. So, it's not like it's a money pit that's, not going anywhere. Like, I'm pretty sure it's profitable. Hell, MobileCon, either MobileCon or Dragon Con had, brought people, or at least the city of Atlanta, millions of dollars in revenue and jobs. I know that's gonna make jobs. It brought jobs. So I feel like they should put more effort into making these cons more enjoyable for the people, not just for the celebrities and the other guest stars or famous people that come on. Yes, you want to make it appealing to them so that they can come in return, bring more people to see them. I understand it's a puff give type of instance, but the main crowd here, the main people that are paying, are your normal cosplayer people, right? So that's just how I feel like they should cater towards, they actually run cons now, is cater towards the people. A lot more feedback. A good example of that was Ichiban Con, right? So this past year they did 2 weekends. I guess the reason behind that was because there was people that had a lot of auditory, issues with it being too loud or too crowded. And if I'm being honest, that's like saying you go to a party, right, and you're complaining that it's too loud. You knew what you were getting into, but you want to try and change the norm to fit your narrative. That's not how it works. So yes, I admire Ichiban Con staff for wanting to, listen to those people that had issues with it, but it wasn't actually practical, hence why they're going back to now a 1 day or 1 weekend event. Because it's less struggle, because you gotta think about it, when you're hosting 2 weekends, that means you have to pick a weekend that you want to go. And hell, even your favorite voice actor might not be there on the weekend that you want to go. So now you have to scramble to get the weekend that you want to go on. And what if you have friends that can't get off, that work, a certain weekend, right? It just throws everything off. It's not essentially fair to people that have been going there for years, and fair to those that have plans, normal plans, to just, up and be like, oh, we can't do it this weekend because, they decided to split the con up into 2 weekends. But it's good they went back to the 1 weekend, though. That's good. It's going to be a lot more attendance, a lot more people, and less frustration, less heartache or headaches, I'm sorry. But yeah, pretty much other than that, that's what we're looking like here for cosplay plans. I do, however, want to start making my my Academy Echo cosplay this year, hopefully sometime by late March going into April, I do want to start working on my Academy Echo cosplay, because that's something I've been wanting to do for like 2 years. So Academy Echo is something I've been in the works, or at least in the plan book. I was, however, thinking about doing a main cosplay as well from Cyberpunk. Primarily because I haven't seen any mains, and I have a couple friends that do really good Lucy's. I know one guy that does a good David. Shout out to brand new Mariqua. He does an amazing David. And I don't really know personally any Kiwis. I know maybe like 2 Rebeccas, but they're all kind of spread out, so I can't really be like reliant on that. But, you know, I haven't met any mains. So I'm like, well, you know, Main's a pretty big, strong guy. He's like, you know, the leader of the team and whatnot, and very outspoken when he needs to be. And I'm like, well, you know, I pretty much fit that bill, right? So main is something I want to do, because not like everybody does main. And, oh, my bad. Not everybody does main, and so I'm like, well, I'll do a main. And he's a pretty cool character. And he has a big-ass gun, too, or a pistol. So that's pretty dope. So main is in the works as well. I don't really have any more Dragon Ball characters that I want to do off the top of my head. I thought about, somebody made comments in the Broly interview that I had, that I should do a Turtle, not Turtles. I think it was Turtles. Either Turtles or possibly Jiren, but I'm like, Jiren is not really that much of a, I don't know, not really much of a looker. Like, I want somebody that kind of like pops when you look at them. You're like, oh, I know who that is. Like, that character is amazing. Like, not everybody can do that character. I like doing characters that not everybody can pull off, essentially. I'm not saying one cosplay is better than the other, but, you know, it's gonna be, I try to be as accurate as I can, minus the skin color, because, oh, Broly's not black. It was like, well, okay, Broly's also a fucking Saiyan with the tail. Well, I don't know if his tail is still there, but it's a Saiyan with the tail. I mean, people don't have tails. Come on now, let's be real. But I mean, it doesn't bother me. People are gonna say what they're gonna say, and it's great. It's engagement. I don't care. But yeah, that's what we're looking like as far as cosplay stuff goes. For the workout today, every Friday, and I haven't missed, and I haven't skipped a beat unless I've taken that Friday off where I'm traveling or something. But every Friday for the last 2 years, I've done arms, which is pretty much just triceps and biceps, right? So a lot of fitness people say that if you want to grow your arms outside of the normal stuff, like, you know, nutrition and rest periods and all that stuff, is to hit them at most twice a week, right? Now, here's my thing with that. There's multiple ways you can hit your arms, right? If you're training for, like anything else, if you're training for muscle size, in my opinion, in your biceps, since your bicep is such a small muscle, I personally feel like you will benefit more from doing heavier weights about once or twice a month. And the rest of the time you're doing biceps, do lighter weight, primarily focusing on the pump. But then you also know people that say, well, when you focus on getting a pump, you're basically like training like you're on gear. I personally never done gear in my life, and that's what a lot of people say when you're doing any type of PEDs, is train for the pump, because your body is going to naturally grow by itself just from doing PEDs alone. But you got to think about it. Your biceps, your body, your muscles grow with an influx of blood, right? When you keep pumping blood into that muscle, and naturally, you know, you're working out, naturally over time, it's going to break down and it's going to build itself back stronger. And your skin is elastic. Your skin has a whole bunch of good properties to it. Muscle memory is another thing too. In my opinion, and in my success or in my experience, I found that by doing biceps twice a week with one dedicated arm day has tremendously shaped my biceps a lot. Could I do more? Yes, sure. You can always do more. But I also don't want to risk, you know, snapping my freaking biceps up. If I snap my biceps up, then I'm definitely going to be fucked in. So it's like you want to find that nice happy medium of doing enough to where your biceps are being sore from the pump, but also enough to where you're actually breaking the muscle fibers, the muscle tissue down, so that it can rebuild itself stronger and a lot more and bigger, of course. So that's kind of what I see about arm days. Is arm days to me are a necessity if you're trying to basically scope out your arm. It's like a full day of accessories. It's like once you finish doing your main compound list, you know, like bench, squat, deadlifts, all that stuff, you go and hit your accessories, right? And pretty much your majority of how you train, either you're a powerlifter or a bodybuilder, your accessories make or break you, right? So to me, in my opinion, I feel like doing your arms as a full accessory day is making your biceps, making your arms. So that's just my opinion. That's my take on everything, right? Again, I'm not a freaking, muscle guru. I'm not freaking, a 8-time Mr. Olympia or Chris Bumstead, C Daddy Bum. So it's like, take what I say with a grain of salt. But all I'm doing is speaking on experience and some of the education knowledge that I have learned over the years. I feel like a lot of things can be solved with experience, and you can have all the book smarts in the world and know everything, but if you don't know how to apply it in real world time, it's like going to college and you get straight A's, but like when it comes to like getting a job in the field that you worked in or you studied in, and you don't know shit or how to apply basic principles or job-like principles, what good are you versus somebody that doesn't have as much education as you do, but they have the experience and they can easily, do their job. Companies don't care about how much you know. All they care about is what you can do for them. You can be freaking, you can be like freaking the smartest thing in the world, but if you're not making the money, all you're doing is causing them heartache or headache, they're not going to keep you around for long. They might, pick your brain every now and then, be like, oh, you're very smart. But then it's like when it comes down to it and you have to do your job, they're going to be like, yo, you went to school for this shit, right? We're expecting you to know this. And so if you can't perform, they get rid of you, unfortunately. But this guy looks like he's getting the parking. He's getting ready to come out. Like to snag that spot. But yep, that's just how I feel about exercise. I mean, I feel like things when it comes to physical labor, it's better to have experience versus, you also want to have some, knowledge as well. You don't want to be spitting bro science out there. There's too much of that. But you also want to have, in my opinion, a 60-40 type of deal. You want to have 60% experience and 40% knowledge, practical knowledge, right? So that's how I operate. Now, I'm always, increasing, what I know in related to workouts and fitness and all that stuff. Always, never stop learning, right? That's what anything you do in life. You want to never stop learning. You always want to keep yourself occupied and learning new things. Now, maybe not every day if you can help it, but at least learn something new as much as you can. Is this person going to come out? Like, bro? Okay, there we go. All right. Now I just put that junk in neutral. But, yeah, that's what you want to do. But, yep. Just, damn, can you give me some time to, like, get into the space? Would be freaking, like, just straight ignorant out here, man. But anywho, just pulled up, so we're gonna go crush. Well, we're not gonna crush this workout. We're in cosplay, so I ain't gonna be crushing too much. But we're gonna get this workout in. I'm gonna film some content for you guys, and yeah, I will see y'all in a bit.